Welcome back. So for now we actually skip this test file, but I actually want to try and show you something in the test file. So we're just going to focus on this lesson just to show you the value of a test file. So if we go back to our code right now, it actually tries to figure out what should be displayed inside the H1. And if I look at the browser, it says hello world right now. And let me just start out by showing you this in actual elements here. So if I click this guy, it's an H1 element that says hello world, right? And then it has an ng content C1 stuff. It's inside the app root. That's kind of what I showed you in one of the first lessons. But notice it's an H1 that's hello world. That's what we're looking for. That's how the application should look right now with what we built right now. We can actually test that to make sure that is actually the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a test. So I'll say ng test. That will start actually a test that will keep running for your application. You only have to do this once. It'll keep compiling the tests from now on forward and give you errors when errors occur, right? And we got two errors right now, two tests that fail. Because as default, when you build a new component or the app component, it actually already created test for you. And it says app component should have as title app works, but it doesn't anymore because we just changed it into hello world. So let's try and fix that, just to show you again how this works together. So we have this H1 element, it says hello world now. That's because in here we said the title property is hello world, which is then presented in this H1 tag using the property right here, using the curly brackets syntax. But it doesn't say hello world inside the spec file. So I open the test file and let's have a look. And let's just, all of this is kind of default way to work with it. Describe app component, get started with test bed, stuff like that. I don't want to go into that yet. What we need to focus on is, this is where the error is. This is the first test that fails. This is the second test that failed. And it's very simple in this case. You should have a title as app works. We just changed that into actually being a title of hello world. And this is where it tests it. So it says, this is the error I'll throw to you. I'll try and actually go and create a component. With that component, I'm going to try and bring back the actual component instant, meaning that the actual TS file that you ended up with. On that TS file, I'm going to grab the title and I'm going to say that title should be equal to app works. Well, that's not the case since we put in hello world here. So let's try and put in app works, change that into hello world, save that, and now notice the unit test, it'll run again, and now it's only one that fails. That's this last one here, because it should render title in an H1 tag. But right now the title is not app work as it says right here, it's actually the wrong title. So let's try and do this. Now all three are actually successful. Again, notice that the test keeps running. Now the reason I wanted to show you this is because the next lesson I'm going to give you an assignment, just a simple one where you try to figure out one yourself of these tests where we add a p tag instead. Very simple, but then you can do it on your own, try to add a p tag inside the actual code. So see you in the next lesson where we'll try and work more with these tests. Have fun.